their provisions before they boarded the boats. Future Americans embraced the spirit of doing better. They learned, they failed, they tried again. They faced their fears. They learned to skill stack. They learned to learn. They had to survive. They carried onward with an intrinsic sense of hope and purpose. Nearly 250 years later, here we are, modern day travelers seeking our purpose, finding our way. Here on the Do Better podcast, we're going to take care of us. We're going to take care of each other. We are part of the Brainstorm Army. Maybe you didn't know then, but you know now. You know now, so do better. Be a better American. Be a better patriot. Be a better human. Keep learning. We've got work to do. We're going to do better.
Hey, welcome. How you doing? Loden, I see you just went to the chat. All right, then. Fine. I see you. Billy, thanks for coming. Hey, Stormy. Nice to have you guys here. Man, it's going to be a good one. You'll be glad you're here. Listen, I've got a special guest tonight, a friend of mine for 30 years, special person to me, and I'm going to share him with you tonight. So be nice to him. He's not a frog. He might not know what 17 is, but he's my friend, and I'm going to bring him on. I'm going to bring him on stage right now. If you guys would give a nice, warm welcome to my friend, Ken.
Say howdy. Ken. How's everybody?
Looks like they're live in the chat.
Well, good. Good. You know, I come in for one session on this, and the next thing I'm up here.
This is what happens when you join the live.
I'm terrified.
Don't be terrified. Here, I'm gonna go a little redneck. Here, hold on. I got a little something. Here. Let me see if I can do it. Hold on. I can do this.
Is this
banjo? Come on in. I'm not right in the head. I am not right in the head.
Keep telling you that. That's why we get along.
No, we don't bite, but we might nibble a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Hey, listen.
Feel free to put somebody down.
I'm not putting anybody down. No way. No way.
Not on stage.
It's exciting. It's very exciting. There's 5 more get-ups or 5 more sleeps, however you want to look at it, till Inauguration Day. I'm pretty excited, and I'm pretty sure. Oh, we need more. Hold on. I got more. Hold on. Look, have some fun, because I'm expecting Monday. Oh, I got this from Brick Suit. Have you seen this one? Boom. Lomo. Oh, good things are coming. Good things are. Ken didn't know what to expect, you guys. Just play along. It's been, for me, it's been like Christmas since November 5th. And my job here is to keep our vibe up and to make sure that we're taking care of each other. And that includes some mental health. That includes a lot of things. Let me see. Yeah, I have a reminder. Yeah, that. I am so grateful to be alive right now, which is ironic because coming up in a little bit, I want to talk about staring into the abyss with you guys tonight. But the themes I have as we go through each Wednesday night, 7 o'clock on Eastern time, unless they decide to change that, we got a country to rebuild. Mental illness has run amok, and we got to hang together, right? You with me on that, Ken?
Yes, I am.
100%, right?
I've been ready for that for 30 years, ever since I first met you. So, yeah, it's about time.
Right. God, no kidding. So maybe some of our family here, they may have seen this in the out on the interwebs. Dan Scavino posted this out on the web, and my paying job is to talk to people about safety, talk to them about mental health and how that connects to safety. I had a great time talking to folks this morning. Did an hour talk on mental health and safety to about a couple hundred people. It was awesome. But I saw this when Dan Scavino posted it. We are so close. We are so close to kicking off a rebuild that is biblical, that is historic. And I just want you to Ken, I know you don't know a lot of this stuff, but that's okay. This is what I want. I want to bring people in and show them that you can have conversations with people that don't drink the same Kool-Aid you do. Right? Right?
That's been my life.
I know.
Middle of the road. Talk more about that later.
Well, yeah, because remember we want to talk about Rumble strips. Not Rumble, the platform, but the bumpy bumps on this.
We agree to disagree.
Now, y'all, you guys in the chat, you might not realize this, but there are people out there that do not know what those words mean. Those letters mean. Hey, Ron. Kristen's got here. Amy's here. Ideathesia. I still haven't read the Tasting Colors book yet, but it's on my list. Yeah. Welcome, guys. Listen, I put this up here because we assume a lot, right? And it's hard enough to talk to what we call normies. They don't know. You didn't know you had a nickname, did you? You're part of a club, but now you're come to the light. We got cookies.
I've come up in the world.
You have raised your vibe, man.
I'm almost normal.
But this is us, right? Everybody's doing the grind, making the best of life, the best they can, right? Now you got Loden asking you, Ken, what's a normie? Nah, Ken is a normie because he hasn't fallen into the rabbit hole with us. Honeybee, welcome, honey. That's awesome. Listen, where we go one, we go all. That was the inscription on John F. Kennedy's bell that he had on his sailboat. That is a theme, a mantra for us. And we want people to come with us, right? Right? So it's a battle cry. It's a mantra. It should mean something to you. That, we might have to leave a couple behind. I'm just saying. They're not going to get it. They're not going to shift their thinking. The cognitive dissonance is too deep in them. And we got to move forward. We got to move forward. Now, got to hear from the boss. Now, Ken, I know you haven't watched as many rallies as I have because that was my entertainment for months. But I want to share. This is near and dear to me because this was from Pennsylvania when the boss was in Pennsylvania. If you guys don't mind, here we go.
We have made America safe again, and we will make America great again. Thank you very much, Pennsylvania. Go out and vote. Go out and vote. Thank you, Pennsylvania. Thank you.
Hey, John Henry. Come on, y'all. I can't see you, but I know you're doing it. I might even get Ken to do it. Come on now. See, look, Ken, we're just going to play.
It's actually
got a cue.
I don't go the big ones. I just go.
No boxing.
I'm a little rabbit.
I love how the boss says thank you. Yeah. People need to see this side of him, right? Come on. I won't play the whole thing. Look at that cue, baby. Look at that cue. Is Enoch here? Did you guys summon Enoch? Hey, buddy. I'm so glad you're here. Come on, get that vibe up. Crazy people behind the scenes. Ken, I don't know if you know it, but some of the people in the chat, they've actually been behind the scenes while Trump's been speaking. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. That's a rite of passage for us. Hey, Jimmy, nice to have you here. I don't know if Ken knows what Q is, but that will come in time. We're going to let that percolate a little bit.
I might need a little bit of education on that.
I know. That's okay. That's okay. But that's why we're here, right? This is about learning. This is about moving us forward. To me, it's about protecting our minds and not going crazy because I called you yesterday. I had a freaking panic attack because I let my mind take me to some dark places and my chest starts pounding. I can't breathe. I had to cancel some work yesterday afternoon. I just can't do it. So it's important to me. I'm struggling too, but I want people to be their best. We got a country to rebuild. We got to do this. Ken, would you mind maybe just telling people now, there's no photographic evidence of any of our past. So I will call you out if you're not telling the right stories of our past. You want to tell people how you met me and where we kind of fell in? Just maybe a couple of seconds there, minutes.
Yeah, well, I was alone and just thrown across the road in Phoenix, Arizona, and there was this little company called ExecuTrain. And I walked in there and there was an Amazon in there. She was 9 foot tall, had blonde hair, and she had a voice like thunder. And she came into I started doing training at ExecuTrain, and she came in and she evaluated with me and she said, maybe you should go back to being a salesman.
I didn't say that.
That's all lies. All lies.
All lies. Come on now.
No.
Those are lies.
No, well, to begin with, I was born in Los Alamos, New Mexico. And for those of you that know about it, my glow has diminished greatly over the last 58 3/4 years. But I grew up in a town where everybody was the kid of a physicist or a mathematician or something like that, because they're taking care of our nuclear stuff as well as, a pet project here and there. But these kids are really smart. And I was competing with them. My father was a telephone man and my mom was a housewife. So, when I had a chance to get out of Los Alamos, I went right to Phoenix and, moved in, did a few things, and then I started working at ExecuTrain. And that is where I got this aha moment. I was teaching somebody, I had never used Windows, and yet I had to teach it. So I was in there with a whole bunch of people, and this guy came up and he said, you know what? I have struggled with that for such a long time, and now you've made my life better. And not in so many words, but that's what he said. And I was hooked. And I've been doing this for 30 years and on again, off again with Denise for
a long time,
30 years. We did have a couple of happy hours that went a little bad.
Dude, my hair still hurts from some of them.
We
did some dancing.
But yeah, it's just been great. And, one of the things that Denise did for me when we moved. I had to get out of California. I moved to California to fix one of the executrains, and I got hooked up in a Y2K thing with Denise. She was driving all the way from Phoenix over to, were you going into Riverdale? Where were you going? You were going someplace.
I went through Riverside into Brea, Fullerton, Yorba Linda, home of Richard Nixon. Yep.
Yeah. And we had some good happy hours up there.
The 90s were good to me.
And then I got a new gig that got me into Qualcomm. And again, I was thinking, okay, this is going to be a 2-year thing, and I'm going to go back because I never really wanted to live in California. And then I met a girl on a train. We got married. We're still married 22 years. For some reason, she still likes me. I don't know how that works. But through it all, Denise and I have helped each other back and forth. And when we moved from California to Colorado, it was right just before everything got shut down.
Yeah.
And, I told my wife, I said, we had a home in California. We had friends, we had support. We move up here and we can't get jobs because of the pandemic. And we spent all of our money on a remodel in this house. And I was just losing my mind that we were going to get up there and immediately fail. And who did I talk to? Over and over and over again. I think she maybe hired a robot or something, but
That's
no,
not true.
she was there all the time. So this is more than just a friendship. This is a lifelong connection, and I thank God every day for it.
Yeah, and I wanted you on here because you get it. You get the friendship. You get the camaraderie. Enoch in the chat, he's been talking about, well, he had him last year, and I am going this year. I'm going to try to get to Michigan in July for Magapalooza, where a bunch of these patriots are going to get together, and we're going to hang out and have that friendship, make those connections. People that we've only seen online, let's get in our, meet them in person, hug some folks. Yeah. But right
fun.
now, what are you doing? Yeah, but look. That's for you, buddy.
Oh, thanks.
He's born in the sun, but this one is up here.
Colorado's your home.
Yeah.
That's for you.
And we've actually made it home now. I got a call today if I wanted to go to Oregon, and I said no. So
don't do it. Don't do it.
Just starting to get roots.
Yeah.
It's kind of like transplant early, and then it's no good. So
yeah. And I don't know if you saw in the chat there, Ken, but Billy Boyd, he wrote the music for my intro and the outro that I'll play when we're done here. You guys would just hit it off talking about music. Oh, Miss Lori.
Hey, Lori.
Hey, Jimmy to the back of the bus, buddy. There'll be no bad mouthing JD. Listen, I know some of you are dyed in the wool and you get this, but as what I wanted to show you was a way to have a conversation and to introduce people that might be outside of our normal. And I found this is an original Anon that was anonymous, right? And if you've never seen these videos, you might, they're worth sharing with folks. It's time. And it may not make sense to a lot of folks, but this one's not too long. So if you just bear with me, I know you might have seen it before, but give me 4 minutes of your attention with this.
There was a time when our children stood at attention and in one united voice recited the Pledge of Allegiance. When strength and honor meant something. When standing for our flag meant something. There was a time when our history was taught with pride and respect. when respect was given to those who served, bled, and died to protect and defend our freedoms. It was when we, the people, decided our future and had a voice that was heard. We are all bound by a feeling deep inside that people in power are exploiting and abusing us while using the powerful media apparatus to pretend they're not. All we ever wanted to do was the right thing, but they kept telling us we were wrong. We started to believe it and let ourselves forget everything that once made us strong. We became weak. We elected traitors to govern us. We allowed evil to prey on us. Those who claimed to represent us gave us false hope, made false promises. The evil and corruption only grew. They invented the word globalism to advance on their agenda of tyranny undetected, using fake narratives of social justice to neuter our resolve to fight back and silence us with shame. If you've had the misfortune of living through a globalist revolution, you will remember many false promises of prosperity and justice for all, but observing only poverty, violence, death. One after another, these nations were robbed of every resource the land and waters produced. Citizens who would not surrender their freedoms were threatened, marginalized, or even killed. Those who did were weaponized against the rest. They blamed us for destroying the environment, for poverty, for slavery, for not going to college, or for just getting up. What you must learn is that it has always been them, a colossal global criminal class who had risen up and occupied every level of corporate, legal, and political power imaginable. In 2016, they were preparing for an endgame that would start with the election of Hillary Clinton, and within 8 years would have culminated in nothing less than a mass global nuclear holocaust. Yet somehow, while humanity was taking its last step over the precipice of extinction, there was a miracle. You may know it as the plan. Brave patriots set into motion a sophisticated military-grade sting operation against the overwhelming network of corruption that had led all the way to the top. By the time the good people of the world learned of the frightening reality they were living in, and how close we came to the end of it all, we had already been saved. Raging around us is the final phase of a vast global shadow war, not between nations, but between the forces of good and the most unimaginable of evils. They know what's coming. It is now more clear than ever. Never in our history have they been this exposed. Never in our history have they come out from the shadows to fight. The truth is clearly visible. They defend the violent criminal gangs of MS-13. They openly promote the dismantling of our borders. They said there would be nuclear war if Trump remained in office. They encouraged violence against those who spoke out. They pushed hate, war, and economic decline. They wanted to stop peace talks with North Korea. They called for Trump to be impeached, not even providing a reason. They tried to get us to hate America, and so many obeyed. But now, each day, more and more, we see they are terrified. They knew this day would come. The entire world is watching. Patriots from around the world know that if America should fall, so falls the world.
There goes the world.
That's why we have Q. We the people, patriots everywhere, stand at the ready. We volunteer our talents willingly. We fight. We think for ourselves. Dark to light.
Where we go one, we go all. What do you think, brother?
Nice graphics. I'm kidding.
It's a lot to unpack. And I did that on purpose. A lot of people think it's foolishness. I get goosebumps. You know me. You've known me for a long time. I've been a patriot for a long, long time. Remember my van after 9/11? Had it all painted up. and it chokes me up. Hey, Cindy, nice you're here. We've got a country to rebuild, and it's going to take all of us. You don't have to believe everything, but know that we are going dark to light, and we deserve better. We deserve a life to live, not just to survive day to day, wondering what's next.
Right.
I can't remember the last time that I've had a true rest, like really woken up, restored. I have little glimmers of what freedom feels like, little glimmers of it, and maybe it's just my rebelliousness, but freedom is incredibly important to me. If you were to describe, Ken, what freedom means to you, just pick a topic, any topic. What's that look like on a day-to-day? What's freedom mean to you? Hey, cousin Ed.
Howdy, Ed.
I know, right? They know each other.
We need to find some way to get back together again, so that the relatives from the people that weren't our parents, we need to do that. So I think one of the first things that comes into my mind right now, just because of what's going with me, is freedom means not being afraid.
Dude,
I've faced a lot of fear in the last 10 years. It's been 10 years. And at the same time, I have freedom of understanding that it's temporary. I'm not in Russia, where I'm going to be in a mining place for the rest of my life. I have choices. I have a way to go on my own if I wish. I have the freedom to do that. But freedom is being without fear.
Yeah, fear is the thief of joy. And I think we don't even give ourselves a chance to realize how fear creeps into our lives. Like, I can't believe I'm this old. And I'm like, how did that happen? I mean, but there's a fear for a lot of people about getting old. There's fear around getting sick, and it just chews you up. There's a fear of, am I going to pay my bills this month? By the way, if you guys haven't seen Ryan's show from yesterday on Fiercely Vulnerable, go watch the recording. He was talking with Rob about that fear, and just getting out of the way and letting God prove a point. God's going to supply what you need. That's some serious faith. That was a really good show, Ryan. I'm really glad you shared Rob with us. Yeah. What else, Ken? What else?
Well, take a look at the generations today versus generations 2 years ago.
Right.
There's a lot of various different changes. I mean, we have the most generations in history in the work environment now.
Yeah.
And that's something to be said, because there used to be things like pensions and retirements and things like that, which were really nice. And then they said, no, you're going to have to take care of it for yourself. And then they started doing these other things that just diminished it, and that goes on. And I think financial fear, that's one of the fears that comes up. But at the same time, I've actually kind of gotten to a point where I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, we got programmed years ago about save, and then you'll have a retirement.
What a bunch of hooey.
And so, I'm here at nearly 60 years old, and I don't have very much put away for retirement. And guess what? Pardon me, but I don't really care. I don't give a shit about it, because that's one of the things that would kill me in my heart and in my mind, thinking about, I didn't get a chance to do this. Well, 60% of the country is the same way as I am right now. So why fret over it?
I would dare say 80, if not more.
Yeah. So, to me, living in the present has set me free from dealing with that.
Right? So what do you think fear does to your health?
Oh, tremendous amount of things. There's all types of toxins that go around in your body. Sleep is, for me, sleep is probably the biggest problem that I have, because when I get nervous and anxious, I don't sleep, and I'll go days without sleep. And of course, that's hard on the heart. It's hard on the brain. It's hard on the muscles and the bones. It's one of those things that's just systematic.
Yeah.
And
I just talked to that group this morning about cortisol. Stress is good for the human body, right? Because it's what gets you out of harm's way.
When it's needed. Yeah.
Right. When you need it. But if you sustain stress, well, now you're in a state of distress, and your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest system, can't do what it's going to do. You got cortisol poisoning you, right? You might have that little extra belly around here. That cortisol loves to freaking hang around here. It's going to chew up all your soft tissue joints and aches and pains. And I got one of these cool sticks. There's my wind chimes. I got a little stick because my stress is right freaking back there, and I just need a poker to get rid of it, right? Because it doesn't matter how much I teach this stuff or how much I talk about it or study or whatever, I'm still susceptible to it.
Yeah.
Right? So we keep doing better. See what I did there?
No. I actually wrote a paper years ago about the fact that humans showed up on the planet around 250 million years ago or something like that. And we got into the Industrial Revolution just 1800s, right?
Go on.
And so, we are still hunters and gatherers. We're still kind of programmed to go that way. But suddenly civilization came up. And now, the same kind of fears that helped us, like, oh my gosh, there's a saber-toothed tiger, run. They had to deal with that, but it wasn't all the time. Our stress is all the time. It doesn't go away.
Yeah. So where can you go to rest? Rest your mind, rest your heart, rest your soul. What can you do?
I called Denise Murray.
Hello.
I'm good.
It's true. Here, I got a little bit. You can keep talking. I got a little video here I want to get.
Well, I think one of the things that helps is when you have people that you can trust to talk about things.
Yeah.
But for me, deep down inside it, I had to make a decision. Was I going to continue living this way, or if I'm going to step away from this? And one of the ways that I got out of that stress was volunteer work.
Oh, that's really good.
And I did several weekends with places where they're giving out food and things like that, and it really cleaned my head. Now I'm not doing it anymore because the times just don't push it right now, but getting out of myself and being able to focus on someone else is a big thing. And I think that's part of the reason why I've been in training for so long, because it just makes a difference.
Well, it's a secret to the universe, right? That's the biggest secret, is service to others. That's when you give, you're going to get back. It happens. But fear holds us back from giving. Oh, I don't have enough money, or I can't get to where they are. Do what you can where you are with what you have, right? But giving's a great thing. Look where you live. I mean, by the way, Mega Punch, who is Ryan and Fiercely Vulnerable, he lives about an hour south of you near Red Rock. You're in Colorado. Get outside, right? Get outside. Restore yourself. Touch a tree. Hug a tree. Walk barefoot on the stones or the grass or through the rivers, right?
Yeah.
Pet an animal if you can't get outside. There's lots of things you could do. But freedom is something we don't spend enough time thinking about. For instance, how about this? What if you never had to work again, all your bills were paid, and you had time? What would you do with that? I read that book, her book, Mr. Crinkles. The Enemy.
Mr. Crinkles.
Yeah, she did a great interview with Lex Friedman. It's really good. If you don't want to read her book, she escaped from North Korea. Really great. She understands what freedom is. 100%. Yeah.
I think that's a key, because it's degenerated a little bit because people take it for granted. And I don't think you were raised that way. I wasn't raised that way. And so, it's kind of like spoiled children. They want more, and I'm not saying it's everybody, but there's just over the course of time that has gone to the backside for what I want, and I'm gradually just getting simpler and simpler and simpler with things. I'm getting rid of family and friends that I just don't have a relationship with. I'm cutting those loose. I'm cutting away certain foods that I really don't care for things that I like to have, and I'm starting to enjoy life a lot more.
Yeah. Let me pop something up here. Hold on a second. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Hold on. I'm a trained professional. I get it. Here. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but he's one of my favorite authors. Of course, I have probably 100 of them, but he does a lot of videos now. If you've never heard of him, his name's Robert Greene. He actually suffered a stroke, and it almost ended it changed his life completely. But he does a lot of great philosophy and a lot of motivational stuff. Here's just a quick clip of him.
We are born into a very, very strange and mysterious and wondrous world, which is the subject of my book. You take everything for granted, but you don't realize that to be alive, the odds against you being Chris Williamson are absolutely astronomical. To be around with all this technology where we were as humans 20,000 years ago, something you can't even begin to fathom. And when you're a child, you ask these questions. Albert Einstein said the same thing, He said genius is able to keep questioning, to be that child, keep wondering about things. So your ability to wonder, to ask questions, to not feel like you know all the answers isn't a beautiful thing. It's not just to make you more intelligent, it also makes you happier.
Isn't that cool? Stop sharing. He's one of the good guys, right? What do you think about that?
I think the Stoics are going to be the next movement.
Right? Well, they get it, don't they?
Yep. Spot on.
It's wisdom for our time, right? And here's the point I really wanted to get to in this show about freedom is we wouldn't know if it had freaking slapped us in the face. And we've got to do better, right? You actually have to spend some thoughtful consideration and start building in your mind what that future looks like down the road. What are you going to do if you don't have to pay taxes? What are you going to do if you're not restricted in how you travel or when you travel or where you travel to? What are you going to do when your needs, your base needs, the base of that Abraham Maslow's pyramid, what are you going to do when that's met? Gang, we are at the forefront. We have the knowledge. We have some insight. And if we aren't planning, right, Brent? If we aren't manifesting what that future looks like, then shame on us. We've wasted our time. The time is now. TikTok, we got 5 get-ups. Let's go, right? I'll tell you what I want. And I think I mentioned this last week because it is on my mind. And I'm gonna share something with you. Here, check this out. Wait a minute. I want my ranch. And it has been a driver for me for a long time. I've called it Stargazer. I've called it a bunch of things.
Yeah.
It's come close to fruition many times. No, I can't use a mouse for some reason. I'm new. Look at me. Here, I found this out on the interwebs. Here you go. Check that out. For those of you that are just listening, I'll go ahead and read it. It's called What Quantum Leap, which, by the way, great television show back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Love Scott Bakula in that series. Yep. What if I told you that the reason why you want certain things so deeply is because it's already yours? At some point on the timeline, your future self is whispering to you through intuitive feelings, dreams planted deep within, and crystal clear visions. Those desires are not just wants, they're previews of what's already yours on the timeline of your life. Embody them in this present moment, for they are the breadcrumbs leading you to manifestation of your destiny. We are so much more. We are so much more.
That's pretty cool.
I am getting that ranch, and I'm going to help people get back in their lane.
One question.
Go
One
for it.
question about that. Are there commercials in this?
No.
Because sometimes I'll be feeling like I'm going along in a certain way, and then all of a sudden there's silence. And I think, well, did I drop it?
Oh, no commercials. No, that's just Rumble. That's just wrong. Agent Mike's probably here listening in because we're over the target. It's okay. That's okay. We just roll with it, brother. Pretty much anything except the power going out, we keep going.
Well, there's a lot of different theories that go around what you were just showing. And I think I've probably read about 7 or 8 of them. And they all more or less say the same thing. And now, trust science or not trust science, they're starting to see it too. It's actually starting to manifest itself there.
Yeah.
So.
But we don't own it, which is my point. Somebody isn't coming to save you. You got to save yourself. That's freedom to me, right? That is freedom. Pull up your big girl pants. I like the Western Pepe. Oh, my. I love you, Lori. Listen, we got to save ourselves. And you have it. You are the superpower. It's it's right there, right? I'm going to have greenhouses. I'm going to have people come visit. We're going to have some music. It's going to be good for the soul. Life should be lived. right? You should just reach down in and just unshackle the chains that are holding you back. There's too many. There's, oh, Mr. Crinkle. Oh, block parties. Can we dance? Ken, you know I love to dance.
Uh-huh.
Guys,
She leads too. Just saying.
we were out two-stepping one time. We stopped right in the middle of the dance floor. Are you leading or am I? Can't help it. I didn't dance with men who actually knew how to lead, Ken. Thank you.
And I'm a foot shorter than she is, so it looked kind of weird anyway.
I still love to dance. I still love to dance. Yeah. King, I'm telling you, life comes at you fast. It's a 4-alarm dumpster fire. You deserve better. And just going to ask you to start thinking about what freedom really looks like to you, right? What's that feel like? Put yourself down the road next week. Oh my gosh, next week this time? Ooh, we're 2 days into the next term. I'm quoting that. If you know, you know. Right? Come on, we can do better. Right? Hey, Kristen. All right. So let me hold on. I got something else for you, Ken. Here, hold on. Let me try this. I figure this out yet.
Is it chocolate?
It is not chocolate. Ken, you guys back me up. Ken said I wasn't a girl because I didn't like chocolate. I don't hate chocolate. I just don't desire it.
No, I said my wife hates chocolate.
Oh yeah, I don't. I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, I'll take it or leave it. Unless it's mixed with peanut butter. Here, how about what do you think about this? Me too. I just want to get past the inauguration.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Yeah.
You and I have both experienced some serious loss in the last 18 to 24 months.
Yeah.
It gets dark, right? And you need people in your life like the relationship you and I have. I've got Tammy and Ed and Cindy. I don't know how I would have done the last 5 years if I hadn't had Cindy and you, Melissa and Janice. I am blessed to have some really great friends in my life that will pull me back from the edge, pull me back from the abyss. It's important.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to say that, but I'm going to put a star on it. Because everybody that comes past into your path, they don't need to stay. Right, Ken?
Yeah.
There are some people that we've had to cut ties with, right?
And it's kind of an odd way to say it, but they did their part.
You're right.
That they were there for some reason, and I'm always turning it back down. This isn't a learning opportunity. 2 marriages didn't go very well. I learned a lot through that.
Yeah.
I learned a whole lot through that. And going through death, it's not that it gets any doesn't get any easier so much, but you know how to heal from it. You know how to, to me, I found this freedom in the word, it's temporary. Yeah. Whatever it was, house, the house was to burn down. Yeah, it would be tragic. And I would put myself in the thought that it's just going to be temporary. and that makes it not be quite as horrific as it really is.
But that's freedom, right?
That's freedom. That's freedom, because I know what it's like to sit in it and just wail in it for a long, long time.
Oh, it could get ugly, brother. Ooh. Yeah.
But the idea that what I'm going through right now, and I'm still going through, there's been fair amount of crises here at the house, and I'm still going through a couple of them. And there is a freedom, an opportunity that when you're going through some kind of trouble that you just can't do anything else about. Jump ship.
Cut ties.
I've been trying to find a job for 2 years. I finally decided, no, I'm not going to go for another job. I'm going to build my own job. And that's
tell
freedom.
them what you're doing, because this is really cool. Ken and I have done a lot of training together. I've done a bunch of, I guess you'd call it motivational talks now. But what are you doing? I love this idea. Tell them what you're doing.
Well, first thing that I'm doing is I'm coming up classy names that I can put underneath my picture when I'm on a podcast. But
I love that. What's your point?
Yeah. So ever since I think it was high school, I always got picked to be the leader for a project, or I always had to go up and do a presentation, and I hated it. Got into college and I started I'd have to go throw up before I would have to go in and go present something. Oh. And I got a couple of sneaky tricks from a couple of other people after I got out of college, and I was asked to be doing these presentations again, and this time it was going to be training, and it was going to be 7 hours of training Monday through Friday, and I'd have to be standing up in front of people being a teacher. And I thought, I am going to lose my mind, because I've just been so bad about this. And I got 2 tips from somebody, and it was, nothing's going to go wrong, and if it goes wrong, who cares?
Right.
And just with that kind of word, I said, okay. I was tired of sales anyway, because I wasn't very good at it. And so Jay hired me. I went to work. They gave me 5 days to learn Windows 3.1, and then I taught it to a bunch of people, and it was the most invigorating thing I'd ever done in the last 10, 15 years. And
it's take the lesson, right?
Yeah, well, I built on that over the course of time. As we would have new trainers come in, they would set me up with them to go through the process of how to have poise and how to present and how to talk and gestures and what you do and what you don't do. And I really had a great time doing that. As a matter of fact, when I moved to San Diego, that's all I was doing for the franchise out there. I was just training the new trainers on how to do it. And then word got out that I was, somebody had some stage fright. They were going to go up, and there was we were living in Solana Beach at the time, and one of the people that were running for council was a friend of ours on the circle that we lived on, and he asked me to coach him. So it's just little things like that just kind of fell in my lap, that I just thought, I'm giving back. I'm giving back to people. I just want to give that back. And I've got a new opportunity coming up here with my wife's wife's boss wants to do this. So, the stakes are a little bit higher because she's my
Um,
wife's boss. So, but it's
But
something that
you need a purpose. Everybody needs a purpose. And I think
yeah,
we've confused purpose with job,
yeah.
right? Yeah, we got bills to pay, but maybe we won't always, or maybe they'll be managed better. It's all temporary. But you need that purpose. You need to have that. Yeah, I helped somebody. I made a difference. I perfected my craft. I honed a skill. I stacked my skills.
Yeah.
Right. So, by the way, any of you guys out there, if you're thinking about local action, right, running for office, Ken is great at coaching people on camera, coaching them on presenting, and you can find me, or we can drop his contact in the show description. But reach out to him if you need somebody that can shape you into, presenting better, being in front of people. Please reach out to him. He can help you with that. Right?
Well, thank you, Denise.
Yeah.
Was,
Yeah.
It's kind of in the beginnings, but it's something that I really like to do. And
Yeah.
the reason why I like it so much is, again, I'm giving it back.
Look at this.
Yeah, that's,
Oh my God. That might be the truest thing I've heard all day.
yeah, I just saw that.
I'm having trouble keeping up with the chat, y'all. I'm trying. I'm having a little trouble keeping up. They pop up every now and then. So yeah.
Welcome to our conversations. I mean, this
I know.
is no different than what we
Oh.
do when we're
I tell you guys, we get on the phone and it'll be like, I don't know, 2 hours, we got to change headsets, but 2 more hours after that, we're getting off the phone. That's the kind of conversations that we have.
It's changing the world. It's about, are you okay? Are you okay?
It's fun for me.
And I think we have one of those calls at least once a week.
Yeah. And I want to bring up something that Loden had put in the thing. This pisses me off. I love old people. When Dad was still alive and oh shoot. And Snowbird here in Arizona, I freaking love going down to those old people parks. The 55 and over parks. Those people are hilarious. They freaking start drinking at like noon. They have parties, and all of Dad's friends were my friends. And when we cast older people to maybe it's more important because I'm in their group now.
You can relate.
Don't throw me to the curb. I got things to say. I got things I want to do. But when you don't have a purpose, that is soul-sucking death right there. It is just no good. And we let a lot of things get in our way, age and fear and the unknown. And I'm gonna share a video. It's funny how the people in your circle go through cycles of the crucible, and you're going through it too, and they have no idea. And I will tell you, Stormy posted this, and I don't know if you guys saw this or not. I don't know. Stormy was on our tear the other day, and I don't know. There were like 200 posts. Thank you, buddy. But this resonated, Ken, and I want to get your take on it because you can interpret it and look at it through a lot of different lenses. But let me pop this open for you. Hold on. I actually have 2 of them. So thank you to Stormy for posting it so I could share it.
I just do not have any more space in my life for things that I have to question. I don't have any more space question people's intentions, to question people's motives. I have now gotten to the place in my life where it is just this simple. How you show up is how you feel. 100%. And I'm going to use the language that you show me through your actions to determine exactly what you are, who you are, and how you feel about me. I'm not going to get stuck anymore in a place of trying to decipher and trying to justify anyone's actions. When someone loves you, when someone cares for you, when someone wants to see you do better, their actions will line up with their words. That goes for friends, it goes for family, it goes for your job, it goes for significant others. It really is just that simple. No more time can be wasted in trying to figure out what is clear as day. Remember who you are.
I've watched that a dozen times. I still love it. What do you think?
I think he's actually a very healthy person.
Right?
I remember when pandemic was going on, and then there was the thing in Ukraine that happened, and I heard an article or heard something on news, and I wish I could find that again. I was looking for it today, but she started talking about mental health being very much like the circuit box in your house. And sooner or later, you just have to turn off those breakers. That's what he's doing. You know,
That's a great analogy.
getting the stuff out of there that he doesn't really need, so he has the space to grow. I mean, you could do the same kind of thing with a computer. You could say the glass is full of. I saw another one that was like, okay, we've got this big bucket and we're going to put in some big things in here. These are the things that you fear about most. These are the things that you don't really. It's not as bad, but it's still bad, and it's still bad. And it goes from really, really big, like baseballs going into this can, and the next thing it is everything else that you have to do, and it was all sand.
Yeah.
And you're gone. You just can't do anything more with that.
Yeah. But think about how much time, mental and emotional energy we waste worrying about that crap. If we're going to be a free society, a self-sufficient society, truly embrace liberty, we have to free ourselves. And that means getting rid of some chaff.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have room for this anymore. I'm not going to let have these junkies and other things get into my, because I don't need it. It's not good for me, and I'm getting rid of it. I think it's a very healthy thing. And especially considering, he's this big football type guy, very tough. Don't talk about emotions. I tell you what, guys, you need to open up and start talking about emotions.
That's why we have Ryan and Fiercely Vulnerable on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
He does such a great job.
Love the show.
It's awesome.
It's true.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's all the programming for the last 200 and some odd years about how we should behave, going from Victorian, then through, the 60s where, morals just went away. And now it's just a mess now.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're going to do better.
Yes, we are.
We got a 250th party coming up. Not this summer.
Big
but
ride.
next summer.
But here's the thing. if we are going to help them, we have to help each other.
Yeah.
We have to help ourselves. We have to be,
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of bravery to reach out to someone else who's hurting, and that's another place where learning comes along. If somebody's hurting, what do you say to them? Like the worst thing to say to somebody when, their loved one has gone away is like, well, they're in a better place now. That's the worst possible thing that you can say to somebody like that.
Yeah.
The right words to say, yeah, that really sucks, and I know you're hurting.
Yeah.
That.
Cindy, who's in the chat here, taught
Hi,
me
Cindy.
this. And we've had many conversations around this. When you're sick or people know you're going through the crap, everybody wants to, what do you need? What do you need? How can I help? What do you need? Or what can I do? And she said, flip that. How can I help? Let them tell you what they need.
That's right.
Don't put them on the spot. What do I need? Because they're going to freeze. They're not going to know, and you don't help. But if you could say, how can I help? Or I'll be here for you if you need anything. Right?
Yeah.
It's a good thing. It's a really good thing. Yeah, Mr. Crinkles, we just played that on Brainstorm, that Monsters video. We just played that, I think Monday night. Didn't you play that? I don't know. The freaking time's a blur anymore. Now, speaking of Ryan, I got another video here, Ken. And, I've been through my share of churches, not a fan of church. If it wasn't for Miss Lori, I probably never would have reopened a Bible. But I love these folks that lead through prayer, and they lead through being upright and godly humans. And we were lucky enough to have Ryan on a show a few weeks ago talk to this lady who I have become a huge fan of. And I want to share her TikTok here. Yeah, I am. You're welcome, Lori. This is Rachel, or Right Side Blonde. And I want you to hear what she's got to say. It's just about a minute long.
God's not punishing you. God is protecting you. This is a piece of content that I don't normally make, but I felt strongly called to make it. I feel like there's a lot of people that need to hear this right now. There's sometimes in life where things just flow and everything's just working out and it feels wonderful. And there's other times where it's just almost like everything you do is just met with another no, another closed door, another disappointment. But there's one thing that God has taught me in the last several years. It's that a redirection is not a punishment. A redirection is actually a protection. And sometimes it takes a while to see this for what it is because things look like they're going great. But then you realize that thing that you wish you could have gotten actually turned out to be nothing. The golden ticket you thought you got, well, it was really lined with blood. So to anybody feeling like this, I just hope you realize that you're being protected. You're being guided away from something, not because you're being punished, but because you are being protected. And I want to publicly say thank you to God for giving this to me multiple times in my life, but especially recently. Thank you, God.
Well,
right? That's our friend. What do you think?
what do I think?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess there's nobody else talking here. Okay. I forget that. I'm expecting to have like
I know
people.
it feels like the chat's in the house with us, but
Yeah, I
no.
was reading through as they were going there, but yeah, it's we're not perfect people for a reason. If we were perfect people, there wouldn't be anything to do.
Yeah.
And I think we have infinite capability to grow. And I will tell people a lot, don't get hung up from the things that go wrong or things that you don't do right, or if you get harsh criticism. I'll tell other people, don't worry about that. But guess what I do? I close my door, I hide in my room, and I fester and
Oh, yeah.
go on and on and on and on about it.
Been there.
Well, how dare he tell me what I'm doing? and you and I had a conversation about that. And that one piece of advice that had changed my life. I had a boss who was one of these like tough guys, and
Difficult.
everything that I did wrong was, let's just say it was analyzed in detail, and
That's what engineers do.
And I got kind of tired of that. And then Denise tells me, she says, "Well, quit treating him like he is a vice president. He just has a job, just like you have a job. So go in and tell him about your job and ask him about his job." And sure enough, it just worked. Because I was
like a peer. He's a person too.
But I have learned so much more from my mistakes and from the wisdom that people have given to me when they thought I was doing something wrong and I didn't listen to them. And I want to tell this to my nephew, Chris, so much. It's like, I'm giving you a gift, but the freedom goes both ways. They have the freedom to accept it or not.
Yeah.
And at the time I wasn't accepting it. And I do now, and I think that's what she's kind of leading to, was that idea that we're broken, we're weird, there's not a perfect human on the planet. And if there is, I think maybe he's down for the second time.
He may be back. If not, if he is, look busy.
Yeah, he's probably got his own Zoom channel by now, I would think. But no, he wouldn't do that kind of outreach. He's going to be the hand by hand. But you know what I'm saying?
We'll know.
Because we all make mistakes. I'm not talking about just sins or anything, but just mistakes in general. We make big mistakes. I'm learning to forgive myself for those mistakes. And the more I do that, the more I sleep at night.
Yeah.
I'm kinder to my wife. I'm more into the community with everybody else, and I'm making new friends.
That's cool. Even old like us, we can make new friends, huh?
Forgiving yourself, that's.
But you're freeing yourself. You're freeing yourself and getting rid of all the stuff that's holding you back.
Well, I don't have the shoulders I used to have back then either. So
you don't need shoulders. Come on now. You don't need the shoulders. Come on.
No, it's just calling you.
It's more than that. If I had my act together, I would put up. I had a thing I wanted to put up, but can I find it? No. Guess I'm not supposed to. Right? Talking about that? Yeah. Mr. Crinkles, I just saw what you put in there. You're the guy that has a different take. We need more of that. The robots are coming. We got to be different, right? They're all going to be the same. Being able to see things from a different perspective makes you relatable, makes you do what humans are wired to do, and that is connect. Right? When we've been in front of classes, Ken, and in front of people talking or teaching or facilitating or coaching or whatever the heck you want to call it, you've got to have, that is a superpower. When you're with a group of people, you don't have to be on screen. When you're with your family, when you're with your friends, when you're at Walmart, whatever, being able to see things from a different perspective makes you the winner. You win. What do you think about that?
There's a lot of winning going on there.
So much winning. So much winning. That's a Trump quote. Sorry.
A healthy me is a lot better to. Somebody opened up my door. I'm going to go close the door real quick because that's going to bother me. But I think we talked last week about putting your mask on before you do it with your kid. And somebody corrected that and they said, you don't put it on, you hold it to your mouth while you get your dog or something like that. And I heard that and I thought I'd never heard that before. But
Yeah.
it's just the general idea of taking care of yourself first before you can put out of others is right out of the Good Samaritan.
Right.
And I talk to people about this all the time because they have to understand you don't give everything away.
Yeah.
You don't give when you can't give.
No. And you know what? I
Or you
wanted to
find a
bring up.
different way to help
Mhm.
rather than what they're asking for. You're free to do that.
Yeah.
Um,
But see, it's those relationships, Ken, that you have that when you drift off of out of your lane onto
And-
the rumble strips,
it was coming.
you
Rumble.
knew it's coming, right?
Yeah.
Don't ruin your tires. Get your ass back in your lane, Karen. That's where you should be. But you can't do that just magically by yourself unless you're incredibly evolved. All of us need a little help every now and then, right? And all of us get that stupid warning on the rumble strips to get back in our lane. We have to do that, right? Yeah. What a great conversation going on in the chat. I'm just totally squirreling on it. But you know, there's also another thing that I want to talk about now. Language warning. This one might get a little spicy for some of you.
Oh, hell. Excuse me. I'm closing the door.
But this is my house. You can do whatever you want to in my house. Ken, I just realized what time it is, and I can't believe how fast time has gone. But we'll play that video with Eva next time you come back. So
Okay.
promise me you'll come back.
Well, or just tell everybody where they can find it. Eva Cassidy does Over the Rainbow, probably in the most incredible way that I've ever heard. And
So
you know,
cool.
the very short story of it was I was looking to take myself out. I had I was looking up how Robin Williams did it. I was done because my circuit breaker was full.
They were all tripped.
I could not process anymore, and I was ready to go home. And my little speaker over there in the corner, I said, play some music, specifically women jazz singers, and it was like the third song that came out. So, "Over the Rainbow" by Eva Cassidy. If you want to, if you're a big guy and you want to cry, that's a good one to start.
Billy Boyd knows who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Of
said,
course, the musician does. 100%.
hey, Billy Boy, we got to get together.
I will happily make that connection. But yeah, Mr. Crinkles, that's my favorite version. Big Brother is, 900-pound Hawaiian. That I love that, man. That's where when I need some fixing in here, if I put that all of his stuff, there's just tons of his music out there. It just makes me happy. But let me get to this before we wrap this up, because this is another thing. I want to plant a seed with everybody. And it's kind of come up with the recent, Pete Hegseth, the toxic masculinity. For God's sake, embrace, if you are male, please, for the love of ducks, would you please embrace your toxic masculinity? We need it. We need it back. We need leaders. We need men who are men and ladies who are ladies. We need good guys. Now, I say that, but I also was drawn back to a memory of this guy, and some of you might not recognize who this is. Some of you will.
But man, he was way ahead of his time.
There's an interesting form of murder we come up with. Assassination. You know what's interesting about assassination? Well, not only does it change those popularity polls in a big fucking hurry, but it's also interesting to notice who it is we assassinate. Do you ever notice who it is? Stop to think of who it is we kill. It's always people who told us to live together in harmony and try to love one another. Jesus, Gandhi, Lincoln, John Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, John Lennon. They all said, try to live together peacefully. Bam! Right in the fucking head.
Facts.
Apparently, we're not ready for that. Yeah, that's difficult behavior for us.
Yeah, we're not ready for it. Right? Remember him?
Oh yeah.
Can you hear Boo singing? He is tearing it up there. Oh my God.
I can't hear it on that side, but it's funny. Yeah, that one kind of goes along with the what's wrong with elections that he did earlier.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And the same thing with it's a big club and you're not in it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know. We know. Listen, I have just one more video I want to share. I was going to share another Elvis one, Ryan, because I didn't realize that MAGA Punch was as big an Elvis fan as I am. I might play it. I might play it anyways. Yeah, let me play it. Hold on.
It's your
about
show.
time, right? Yeah, it's my show. Dang it. Let me find it. Hold on. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. All right, I found it. Now, you may not be an Elvis fan, and that's okay. Maybe I'll just play it for me and Ryan, and you can go kick rocks. But I'm telling you, this is a vision. This is me manifesting dances again and people getting together. And this was, I don't know how I found this. The universe dropped this in my path, but I want you to vibe out on that. No, it's not Viva Las Vegas. Oh, you know what? You gotta present it first. Oh, please. Viva Las Vegas. That's a good one, though. Bring back the leather, baby. There we go. I can do this, Ken. I can do it. I'll do better.
So won't you tell me? My good luck is really here to stay.
We need dances again. We need live music.
Just my good luck. So won't you tell me that hurry up and make the day. And I know that my good luck is really here to stay.
I got lucky.
I got lucky, yes, I got lucky. When I saw you.
I feel lucky finding all of you out there. I feel lucky finding Stormy and Lori and Jimmy. But I am so grateful and so blessed to be able to share a little bit with you guys. And I really hope it makes a difference. Because you matter. Your freedom matters. You being the best you can be matters. And guys, I got the next 2 weeks lined up coming up. We've got Cousin Ed in the chat. We got his wife, Tammy, coming on, Laws of Nature. If you're curious about healing yourself and taking control of that and freeing yourself so that your health is the best it can be, come listen. Come listen. She's got lots of knowledge. We're going to drop some knowledge on you. And then the week after that, on the 29th, we're going to talk to my friend Ron from Coyote Pathways. He's been doing a podcast for about 5 years. Guys, he is amazing. He knows all kinds of stuff. He was a finalist on the reality TV show Alone. Where they dump you into the wilderness and say, go forth and make something happen and good luck, survive. Yeah. But He was a finalist for that show. He knows lots of woodcraft, lots of good things. He's going to share some things with us, and that'll be on the 29th. Laws of Nature on the 22nd. Gang, it's a brand new world. We got good things ahead. Do you agree, Ken?
I do, and I'm kind of surprised because you're bringing in all this other talent, and you got these good people. Me,
it's all good, baby. It's all good. You know why? Hold on. I know this answer. Hold on. I'll tell you why. Right here.
You're the boss of me.
What's that?
You're the boss of me.
You are not the boss of me, doo-dah. No.
That's a great freedom song right there.
Dude, I sang that in front of 200 people today. I don't know what happened.
You did. That's
I did. Yeah. You got to be careful. In corporate America, they take that personal. Listen, if you have joined us tonight or somewhere down the timeline, thank you. I want each of you to do better. You deserve it. You've earned it. We're winning. The best is yet to come.
That's a good one.
Right?
Out of the tree of life, I just picked me a plum.
Man could wear a hat.
Along and everything started into hum.
This is where we're at, man.
So I'm going to apologize and talk over the Sinatra here for just a bit. I thank you for bringing me onto the show. It's great fun. It's always fun talking to you. I could do it for days and days. Well, we have done it for days and days. But everybody else, I'm sorry. I was trying to look at the chat and try to get myself kind of settled down in this platform. And I just want to say thank you for letting me be in the room. I'm going to be in next week as a participant on the other side. This is great stuff. Denise is an angel on this earth, and I will do anything for her. And,
Thanks, bro.
I appreciate you very much.
I'll have you back.
What you're doing.
We'll have you back.
But you got to get me back so I can talk about the 9th wave.
Yes, let's do the 9th wave next time. Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna stop that right there. Listen, I'm gonna stop our stream because we got brainstorm coming up at 9 Eastern. Oh, you got to come back. Go take a potty break. Go do what you got to do. Grab some FUD, whatever you need. But come back, and at 9 o'clock, we're going to go live with Brainstorm. Tomorrow night, if you can join us, we've got tinfoil tea time, and we're going to do, I just got to meet Jody last Friday night. Man, I love that girl. I can't wait to see her and Johnny and Terry talk to her tomorrow night on no, hold on, you can do it. Tinfoil tea time. We can do better. Hey, listen, peace out, guys. Thank you very much. Love you all. We'll catch you next time. There's Boo laughing.
Be free and be happy.
Yeah,
Let's go do better. Take your learning and apply it. Exercise it, expand it, share it, learn. Stack your skills. We all deserve a community that grows spiritually, intellectually, emotionally, and physically. We deserve trust and transparency and love. Seek those opportunities. We deserve that environment. You were born for this time. Your story is not done yet. Don't let the hard days win. You deserve more. You deserve all the good things. Every single one of them. Thanks for joining us. Now go do better.